Hey everybody, this is going to be part one of I don't know how many, but um, as you might know, I have a gaming desktop right here, and I did a few videos almost a year ago about putting this guy together, and I really like it, but honestly I just don't use it as much anymore, and I want to transfer some of the hardware from this guy over to this one, and I'll go over the specs in a second. But this is going to be just a build log of me transferring everything from this one that I want out of it into this one. They're identical cases. They're Cooler Master N400, one of my favorite cases, and they're only about $50. The cool thing is that you have multi-radiator support, tons of fan locations, and 8 hard drive bays. Natively, you can fit some more in the top if you convert them. The specs on the left machine, we have a ASUS Z270 Tough Mark II motherboard, socket 1151, with a 7700K that's been delidded, and a Corsair, I think it's an H100i V2. I'm pretty sure that's correct. And then we have 16 gig of RAM, DDR4, and a GTX 1080 Ti. MSI GTX 1080 Ti Hydro, and that's water cooled, of course. And there's also a Elgato HD60 Pro capture card in right above it, and a Corsair RM850 850 watt power supply, and yeah. So we're gonna take all this stuff out of here, not all of it. Really, I'm gonna swap over the video card, the Elgato, and the solid state, which is just a 2.5 inch 850 Evo. I think it's a 250, and then these two 2 terabyte hard drives that are in RAID 0. We're gonna swap those guys over. We're gonna swap the power supply over. There's a Roswell Hive 850 in here, and I mean, it's all right. I like the Corsair better. It's a nicer power supply. So the specs on the machine here, on this guy, it's a, geez, I don't know what motherboard it is. It's also an ASUS motherboard, but it's an X79. I think it's the, I don't know. I'll include it in the specs in the description below. But it's a micro ATX with 16 gig of HyperX DDR3 non-ECC. It's 4 gig sticks, and it's 1866 megahertz, and a E5 2687W Xeon. That's, I think it turbos to 3.8. It's an 8 core with 16 threads, and Corsair H55 water cooling for that. And then we've got a GT 1030, nothing special for the video card. I don't have any hard drives in here right now, but I've been talking about it for a while, but honestly, I'm at the point where I don't need the clock speed of this. I'd rather sell it and put the money towards something else. This is going to be more useful to me with the more cores and stuff like that. So when we do video production and rendering, this will be a lot more useful. And it's going to game okay too, so not really going to lose anything there. DDR4 prices are just really expensive, and I can get a pretty good amount of money for this setup. So I'm going to sell this guy, rip out the video card, switch the power supply, switch the hard drives, throw them in here, and we will pretty much be good to go. I guess the only thing to note, both systems are using Noctua NFF12 PWM fans, and yeah, that's about it. I've been talking about going workstation Xeon or server Xeon for my main setup for a long time now, and I just think it's a good time to do it, and get away from the consumer stuff. It's not really doing anything for me that this can't do, and this is overall, the value of this is way better. So this should be pretty fun to use, and I'm going to do some testing and stuff on it in the future, but that's it for now. So I'm just going to go ahead and take the video card out of this guy, and we'll go from there. So give me a second while I adjust the camera. So I really like this video card, and it served me super well. I got it the day it was released, and I don't plan on upgrading to the RTX series. Honestly, I haven't played a video game in almost a month now. So we'll keep this one, and see how it goes, I guess. I essentially haven't changed anything in the system since I put it together on the last video that's on my channel, and I think the only thing that I changed was I removed one of the 1080 Ti's and I wasn't running SLI. The one game that I wanted SLI support for, PUBG, doesn't actually support SLI, at least not very well, so it was kind of a pointless effort to do that. I'm surprised how clean this radiator is. It's a little bit of dust and cat hair on it, but not a whole lot. So I think we can pull this GPU out now and try to release the latch. And it's pretty clean. It's just an awesome looking GPU. I really like it. Set that aside. And we'll remove the Elgato. One downside to this motherboard is that it's micro ATX, so we're gonna lose we're gonna lose 3 PCI Express slots, but I'm not really doing anything with them, so I don't think it really matters. Other than that, it's still got SATA 3, has USB 3.0, so nothing to worry about there. I guess we'll do the hard drives next. I just have the 850 chilling out in here, not doing anything. These are my trusty Seagate Barracuda 2 terabyte drives, and I got them for really cheap. I got them for 25 bucks a piece new. I don't really prefer Seagate as a brand, but they work and they have clean smart, and I've had them forever, so I just keep transferring them to new builds until they die, but they're both showing 100% health, so I can't imagine that that's going to happen anytime soon. So I'll just keep using them, but you know, maybe I'll put some SAS drives or something in the future if these die. The 2 terabyte SAS drives, for example, are really cheap. All we need to do is the power supply. but that's gonna be a pain, so I might wait to do that later. Might just transfer everything over and get it set up, and then I'll worry about the power supplies after. I don't think I need to do anything right now, except for maybe pull these SATA cables out. And then I need to find a mounting solution for the video card's water cooler, because as you can see, the H55 is already mounted up to the back section of this case, so I'll have to figure out where to put the H55 for the 1080 Ti. I'm gonna move you over to this guy. So we can take the GT1030 out. I love these little 1030s. They're awesome cards and they're fanless, and they're super great if you need HDMI 2.0 to your home theater PC or something like that. We got them for $50 on EVGA B stock on a Wednesday sale, and they're just, it's got this massive heatsink on it, even though it's fanless, but it still runs cool. I haven't seen them get above 65 Celsius under full load, and it's got DVI and HDMI 2.0. And they also have half height adapters, so you can use them in servers as well, in like 2U servers. So I would like to, yeah, you know what? I might do the power supply swap off camera. It's gonna be too much of a pain, but I need to run these wires behind the, or at least figure out something else to do with this, because this EPS connector is really in the way. So I'll probably do that swap off camera, but what I can do right now is remove the Rosewell. The other one's wired pretty tight in there, so it's going to be more of a pain to do, but I can at least remove this one right now. And then maybe once I remove this, we'll figure out what to do with the 2 liquid coolers. So I just unscrewed the 4 screws from the back of the power supply, and what I'm going to do is gently lift it up and see if I can unplug most of these Oh, it's fully modular, so I can actually unplug all of them. Maybe the other one's not going to be too hard, because I think the other one's fully modular as well. A lot of times the partially modular ones, there's nothing wrong with it, but the 24 pin and the dual EPS connectors are attached to the power supply, so it kind of makes it a pain to pull them out. So do the 24 pin for the motherboard. It's the biggest cable. Pin EPS, and PCI Express is out. Another PCI Express. Long SATA cable. This is front panel audio. I don't plan on using it. Most of the stuff I do is through SPDIF optical, so I don't need to worry about that too much. USB 3. What other power supply cables do I have? It's just this one. It wasn't too bad actually. We have a red SATA cable for solid state bracket, but I don't think the solid state's going to go up there. And we have fan splitter for the front fans. Unplug that for now. I have a feeling we're going to have to reroute a lot of this. This stuff is routed okay. And there's a lot of dust and stuff in here. So I think this is mounted correctly as far as the orientation of the pump, but we should be able to move this around to the front, or at least the side of the case. The front, there's no room to mount it. I don't think there's adequate clearance for it on the top. I think the RAM's going to get in the way. So I have a 120 sitting here. Oh man, that's really close. Yeah, it's touching the RAM, and we would need extra space. So unfortunately, I don't think that's an option. The other option is that I could go air-cooled for the CPU, but I really don't want to do that, because if I go air-cooled for the CPU, that means that the heat from the heatsink here is going to blow directly into the GPU's radiator. So I don't think that's really a great option. Give me a second, I'm going to adjust the camera to more of a horizontal angle. Sorry I'm doing this live, but it is what it is. So there's a 2x120 mounting bracket on the side of the case here, and that's where I have the 240mm H100i mounted on the other system. We should be able to mount the H55 in the same fashion. I wonder if we can mount both the GPU and the CPU there, because that would be really cool. If we can do that, then we can have it exhaust directly out the side of the case. Let's try it. Let's try it. I'm going to move. Okay, those actually are not in the way. These front fans, however, let's put the splitter on this so that we can keep them together. Here's the front panel connectors. Plug the HD audio for now. So I guess we can undo the H55. I'm going to remove this SSD mounting bracket in the back. Let me flip the case around so you can see what I'm doing here. Actually, not too dusty. This is going to be really cool if this works. I think it's going to work actually. So I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. But here's the radiator right here. And what we're trying to do is line up these holes. And they do line up. So I think we should be able to fit both radiators here. That can stay. And what I'll do is I'll take these Noctuas and exhaust them out the side panel. This should be fun. Once you get one of these lined up, it should be easier to push the rest of it in place. Because that'll hold it in. And just kind of gonna go for this one next. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. That's going to be pretty awesome. Hopefully this we can get the GPU one in down here. And then, well, it's not the most ideal airflow setup. At least let us mount both the radiators in an exhaust configuration so that the heat goes directly out of the case. We'll have a fan back here, maybe one fan on the top just for some general airflow and get some of that moving out of the case too. So I'm going to stop this video right now. This will be part 1, and hopefully we can finish this up in 2 parts. And in the next one we'll be mounting the GPU and then the radiator in the back here, and putting the power supply in, cleaning it up, and taking care of some of the wires and stuff like that. So thanks for watching this video. I know this is not my normal content, but I do like to keep a build log of what's going on and stuff like that. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.